Hey everyone, this is Larry. Welcome back to Today I Feel Like. Today, I think I might have the ultimate cord cutters box. That's right, we're gonna check it out. This is the Mele PCG35 GLK. This is a full-blown Windows 10 Pro computer. Straight up computer, and we're gonna check it out. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and just take a quick look around the box and see some of the specs so that we can check it out and see what's gonna be inside of it before we hook it up. And we can see right here, there's just gonna be a little bit of branding that says Mele. We're gonna see what this, we're gonna kind of see what the box looks like here, but we'll get it out of this box in a moment. We can see it's gonna have Intel inside. It's gonna have Windows 10. You can also run Ubuntu on here. It's gonna have 2 HDMI ports. It's gonna have Ultra HD, 4K 60, I believe that's what it says, Ultra HD, and gigabit LAN. So there's gonna be quite a bit in here, and this is gonna be a pretty powerful machine. So yeah. Now we can also see on here that this says PCG35 GLK. That is the model right there. We're also going to have Windows 10 Pro. It says these are all the product parameters. Windows 10 Pro. This is going to have the Intel Gemini Lake Celeron B4 125 processor on there. And we're going to have the Intel UHD Graphics 600. That's going to be the graphics card. We're going to have 8 gigs of RAM. This is LPDDR4. We're going to have 128 gigs of eMMC storage. And then we're going to have a 802.11 AC dual band Wi-Fi 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz and Bluetooth 4.2 gigabit LAN port on there. So we're going to have some really fast connections. We're going to have two USB ports. Those are both going to be USB 3. We're going to have a video output, which is going to be one HDMI 2. That's going to be 4K at 60 hertz. And we're going to have an audio output, 3.5 millimeter audio combo jack, and a storage expansion, which is 1 micro SD card slot. All right, let's go ahead and open this thing up here and see what we have inside of it. So let's just open this up and see what it really looks like and not just the picture here. And so there we go. We can see we're going to get a quick start guide right there that we can use if we need some help getting this thing set up. But this is going to show us basically what everything is and what it does, and where, you know, all the stuff that we just mentioned, all the power buttons and the USB ports and HDMI ports, is going to show us what all those things are in case you're unfamiliar with them. So yeah. All right. It also shows you can hook up a mouse and keyboard on there with one of the USB ports. So if you need a mouse, you will need a mouse and keyboard to use this, but you can use that to hook it up. So, all right, we'll set that off to the side. And it looks like we're going to get some of the accessories over here. So it's let's take some of this stuff out. And it looks like we're going to get, it looks like a sticker with still like a sticky pad thing with some screws on there. I think this might be for some sort of mounting, if you're going to mount it under a desk or on a wall or something like that. We're going to get a power cord so that we can plug this thing in. And you can see here, you push that, this comes loose, and then you go ahead and slide this on in here, just like that, and it locks in. And the reason why they have this like this is because if you're traveling to a different country, you can buy an adapter like this, and then you can just go ahead and slide that right on in there. And now you can take your computer with you all over the world. You don't have to worry about buying an entirely separate power supply. So, all right, we'll set that over there. And then here is the machine itself. Let's get that out. And I think that might be all that's in there. I don't see anything else in there. So yeah, so all right, let me set the box off to the side for a moment. And here is the machine, which is currently wrapped in plastic. So let me go ahead and let me just cut through this right quick so that I can get this out of here. And yeah, let me see if I can just get that. I have to peel it off. So they wanted to make sure that this thing stayed fresh and clean while it was in transport. So all right, let me go ahead and so here's the device. It has like this sort of red accenting up top. I believe that might be a heat sink to help keep this thing, to help keep it cool there. And we can see there's just a little bit of branding right there that's going to have, and then it's going to have a power button right there. On the bottom, there's really nothing but some little feet, which I'm not really going to turn it all the way over because there's some information that's unique to this device that I don't want to show. Yeah, so we also have on this side, we have 4 USB ports on there. So you can see right there, there's going to be 4 different USB ports. I wasn't sure if they said 4. I thought they said only 2, but it looks like there's 4 of them on here. And then I believe this is the headphone jack right here. And then we also have the micro SD card slots that you can use as an expansion there. So now on the back here, we have this antenna, which I guess you can use that for, maybe that's, I think this might be an antenna possibly for the Wi-Fi. So, but we can see here on the back, everything is nice and labeled. So we have HDMI 1, we have our Ethernet port, or LAN port, if some people call it. We have our HDMI 2, we have a VGA. I don't even think they mentioned that there was a VGA connection on there, but there is a VGA connection. So if you have a monitor that's VGA, you can hook it up on there. You have the 12 volt, DC 12 volt input, and a Type-C port. They definitely did not mention a Type-C port. If they did, no, they did not. So, and then there's a locking mechanism right there. So, yeah. And I believe this is like a vent again for the fan, I believe. So, and I think this little pinhole, I don't know if you can see that right there. There's a little tiny pinhole. I believe that's like a reset button. So, yeah. They definitely did not mention some of these ports on here. I'm happy to see them. Very, very happy to see them. So, all right. Well, that is what the device looks like. I'm going to go ahead and hook this thing up. We're going to run a couple of benchmarks on here and see how it performs. But one of the things that I want to see is just how well it streams video, because one of the things that I like to do is stream video, and sometimes the sources that I want to use are not from this country, and I want to be able to use a VPN to access them, but I can't always do so because VPNs aren't always able to get on certain streaming devices. Like, you can't load a VPN onto a Roku device, you can't load a VPN onto a Apple TV, and some smart TVs. So if you have a router, you can put it on, great, but if not, then you're sort of out of luck. But with the actual PC, that shouldn't be a problem at all. So anyways, let's get this hooked up, run some benchmarks, try it out, and see how it does. All right, so here we are. We are getting things loaded up, and we can see right away as we plug it in, the first thing we see is Intel. So it's getting going. We can see the little spinning circle there. So it'll take just a few minutes, and we'll get up and running here. So we can see it says just a moment. So we're just going to go ahead and wait for these loading screens to finish up, and then we'll get this thing set up and do some tests on it. Okay, so here we are. We are ready to get going. Now, again, you're going to need a keyboard to get this set up because it is a PC and you need some input. So right now I'm using a little mini keyboard that I have plugged in, and I'm just going to go ahead and click my English language so we can get started and move through these screens. And just like any other Windows machine, you're going to go through this whole setup where you're going to ask your language and your country and everything there. So just give it a little bit of time so that you can get everything set up right. Now you can set up Cortana on this machine if you want to. I'm just going to go ahead and click accept and leave it at whatever default it's currently at. And we can see there it says it's getting everything ready for me. And so, yeah, this is one thing that I like about PCs now. They're much easier to set up. In the past, it used to take I felt like it took hours to get your PC set up and working. Now I feel like it's just a matter of minutes. All right, looks like we're pretty much ready to go here. So let me go ahead and just move over here. It says I can get started. It says browse the web with Microsoft Edge, the new browser recommended by Microsoft for your PC, or you can try it later. I'm going to go ahead and use that one. Now, just like any other PC or streaming device or anything else, you're going to need to go and set up your internet. So I'm going to go over here and actually connect my internet because I'm not connected right now. So I need to go ahead and add a network in here, and I'm just going to see what networks are available in here. So it says that I have dual band Wi-Fi, so I want to see which ones are going to show up in here. So let me scroll up and scroll down, and there is the one that I want right there. We'll grab that, and let me go ahead and hit connect, and I just need to put in my password, and then we should be online. All right, so now that I have my internet up and running, the one thing I want to do is actually go ahead and I want to go and grab a I want to grab a couple of benchmark tests from the internet. So let me go grab those right quick, and then I will be right back and we will test out how some things on this machine are performing. And then we're gonna go stream a few things to see how they are working on streaming video via the internet. All right, so I went ahead and downloaded a couple of benchmark tests. And the first one we're going to do is just try out and see how fast we can get with our internet. So let's go ahead and open this up. And I'm just using speedtest.net right here. This is a free app or a free website that you can get. That's going to just test your internet speed. So I want to see how fast this router is going to, or this the Wi-Fi cards in here are going to be. So let me start that up. And right now I am on I'm on my 5 gigahertz network there. And I can tell you right now, it's not terrible speeds, but generally I get about 500, between 300 and 500 megabits down. So to get only 100 and something, 139 down, it's a little bit disappointing. My up speeds are about the same. All right, so let's go ahead and we can see there I got 139 down and 34 up. Now, I have to say it's a bit disappointing. I'm on the same network on my cell phone. I ran the test just right now just to see if I had any difference, and I got 418 down and 35 up. 35 up is my max, so this is good that I'm getting my max up. But yeah, I got like almost 3 times more on my cell phone, and that's generally where I get good speed. So let me go ahead and run this one more time just to see if I'm actually getting good speeds. There could just be that there's a slow Wi-Fi chip in here, and that's what we can expect to get. So again, there we can see my speeds are pretty similar. I got a little bit faster download speeds this time. Uploads are the same. So yeah, I think that's just what you can expect if you have this device. So, and again, I have gigabit speeds internet here at the house. I usually get really fast downloads, but I'm not getting the performance out of this that I would expect. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on. Actually, let me go ahead and close that out right there. Let me just close that window, and let's go run our first benchmark. We'll run the Geekbench benchmark. All right, so here we have the Geekbench benchmark here, and we can see here it gives me some information about the computer. It's a Windows 10 machine. We can see that it's going to have, it says the memory is 4.83 gigs of RAM. It's got a Intel Celeron J4125 processor with 4 cores, Gemini Lake, all this other good stuff in there. So you can see all this info if you need it. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and run a CPU benchmark on here, and we'll try this out and see see how it performs. Now, if you ever run one of these tests with your computer, just be aware that it can take a while sometimes. So this one seems like it's going along pretty well, but it does say on there that these tests can take anywhere from 2 minutes to 20 minutes to complete. It really depends on your computer. So if you're running one on your computer and your computer's a little bit slow, just be aware it can take a while. All right, so we have it finished here, and let's go ahead and we'll take a look at it. So it looks like we're getting a single score of 444, and we're getting a multi-core score of 1476. So yeah, that's not very fast. I can tell you that right now. It's not very fast. We can see some more in-depth specs down here if you're interested in any of this right there. You can see more of the single core and crypto score and integer score and all that other stuff right there. So you can come down here once you've run it, and you can check all that out. And if you're interested in any of this, just go ahead and hit pause as I go through these. That way you can check out what each one is, and you can get a better idea of the performance that you can expect out of this machine. So, all right, let's go ahead and also run a CPU score, or excuse me, a GPU score on here, so we can find out what this is going to do. And we can see right there it says it's going to take a few more minutes, so we'll just go ahead and wait. And again, the GPU test can take anywhere from 2 minutes to 10 minutes to complete, so we'll just go ahead and wait for this and see how long it's going. Well, we don't really care how long. We just want to see what the end results are. So as soon as this is finished, we'll go ahead and take a look at those scores. Okay, so we are done here. It took about 3 minutes and 36 seconds, something like that, to finish up. So it did all right. And we can see here that our OpenCL score is 1,736 there. So there you have it. You can see all the other information there if you want, so that you can get an idea about what you're dealing with here. This is going to show some of the system information, and then we can see we'll see some of the OpenCL performance right there. And you can check that out if you're interested. You can go ahead and hit pause and take a look and see what each one of those scores are, where they are, and if that works for you, if you care about any of this stuff. All right, let's go ahead and run one last benchmark, and then let's see how this thing streams. So let me go ahead and shut down that one. We're going to run one other one, and this one's going to be the Aja speed test. This one is going to allow us to see how fast our hard drive is. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit start right there, and we'll see what that's going to do. And it looks like we're going to get about 158 writing speed and about 239 read speed. So yeah, that's not fast. But remember, this is a mini fanless mini PC. It's not really designed for you to sit down and edit 8K video with. It's really a PC that's designed for portability and mobility, so that you can take it where you want to go, or hook it up to a TV set and use it for streaming and for word processing, web surfing, web browsing, stuff like that. So even though it's not the fastest speed, it's enough to get the job done for most purposes. All right, now let's go ahead and see how this thing actually streams if we go and grab some streaming video. Now, this is a site that I like to use when I test streaming video because, well, they have live streaming video on their site. So you can see there's a list of channels and whatnot. Let me just go ahead and I'll grab this one right here so that we can see how this is going to perform. And not this idiot. Nope. Have to do this and choose a different channel. Not going to watch that idiot at all. So let's see here. Let's try this channel right there. And there we go. And look at that. Loads right on up, full screen, looks good. Yeah. All right. We'll try something else here. We'll go and let's see. Let's try this channel. I'll try that right there. And looks like that's not working. So we'll try this one here. And we'll see. Yep. Loads right on up. Boom. There we go. Loads, and we can start watching. So yeah. I have to say, the streaming on here is nice and smooth and easy. It just works fantastically. I like that a lot. So yeah, streaming stuff on here is going to work fantastic. If that's something that you're into, I think as far as being a cord cutter, this is going to really work wonders for you. Now, there's one last thing that I want to check, and that is, can I stream stuff over using a VPN or something? So I have a router that has a VPN loaded on it. I'm gonna go ahead and hook that router up, and then I'm gonna see how it performs. Okay, so I went ahead and connected to my other network, and I have right here where it's, I'm going to go try the BBC iPlayer and see how this works, and see if I can actually watch stuff from a different country using my VPN on this device here. So let's see, we'll try, well, Doctor Who seems like it's safe enough. We'll try that out. We'll just go ahead and hit play this episode right there and see if it loads on up. And this one is going to be, let's see, let me click it one more time. It looks like I might need to sign in. So let me go ahead and sign in on here. Okay, I'm signed in. Let's go ahead and hit play again on here, and we'll go ahead and we'll click that. And now we'll let this load up, and let's see how it's going to do. Look at that. It is loaded right on up, and it is playing. Let's just go ahead and move forward a little bit, and we'll just go to about there. And look at this. You can see how fast that scrubs. That is really fantastic. That is just absolutely amazing. That really, really allows you to just see exactly where you are in the film or the episode, and you can click and start watching. That is really, really amazing. So, and again, when you want to start watching, you can just go ahead, hit that play button, and boom, just like that. So, and again, you can go full screen on here if you want and do the same thing. You can scrub through to anywhere you want on there, get to this part of the episode that you want to watch, and go through there. This is fantastic. I mean, if you want a streaming device that's gonna really, really work for you, I mean, this thing is just absolutely amazing. I mean, this is really, really, really incredible, because you're gonna be able to watch all kinds of fantastic stuff from pretty much anywhere. And that's one of the nice things about having a PC, is that PCs aren't as restrictive as streaming devices are, because for PCs, you can just get whatever you want. Either you go get an app for it, or you just watch it from their website. And yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and sign in for that, but it's going to allow me to watch content from basically all over the world, which is really, really amazing as a cord cutter. So if you're looking for a device that's going to give you access to basically the entire global community of content, then running this Mele PCG35 GLK Fanless mini PC with a VPN is going to allow you to do that. All right, everyone, so there we have it. That is it. That is a look at the Mele PCG35 GLK Fanless mini PC. And yeah, I have to say, I really, really like this machine. We can see how small it is. This thing is small. It's about the size of like an NVIDIA Shield or something like that. It's really small, it's lightweight, and it just works really nice. And I can tell you right now, I was using this thing for, I don't know, I've had it on for the last probably 45 minutes or so, streaming video and doing different stuff. It's not hot at all. It's cool to the touch right now. It's just not hot at all. So, I mean, it feels like, right now, it feels like it's room temperature. It's not like I'm putting my hand and I'm like, ooh, that's chilly. But I'm not putting my hands on here and being like, ooh, that's kind of hot. It just feels like room temperature. So, yeah. Anyways, I have to say, I really like this. If you are somebody who's a cord cutter and you're looking for the best solutions, you know, to be able to actually get the content that you want, where you want, the way you want it, this is going to do the trick for you, because you're not going to have any restrictions about, is this app available for this device, or can I get a VPN loaded onto this device? None of that. It's a Windows PC. If there's not an app for it, you just go to the web browser and you just go watch it directly, and you can load your VPNs up on here directly. It's absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend it. So anyways, I'm going to leave a link to it down below in the video description so that you can check it out. I'm also going to leave a link to my Amazon page, my social media contacts, so you can reach me elsewhere. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to this channel. And follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.